30. The big 3-0.
3-0.
Do people really like celebrate like 30s anymore, or is it like the impending dread of, oh no, it's the 30s?
I mean, the 1930s were kind of crap, so...
I don't mean the decade.
Oh, okay.
I mean like anniversaries or birthdays or stuff like that.
Oh, I mean, my 30th is next year, and I'm probably going to try and make it as low-key as humanly possible.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Yeah.
But for this podcast,
We're going to celebrate it.
We're going to celebrate and keep it as up-key as possible.
Yeah.
Because it's episode number 30 of the Seasonal Anime Checkup OVA. Hello, I'm Jared, joined as always by the best co-host of podcasts in the world. I thought I messed that up for a second, so that's why I paused there after co-host.
What did you think you said?
I don't know. I thought I messed it up completely. Anyways, that's Ladyem.
Hello.
And today,
I'm sunburned.
we're going to mess up. She's sunburnt. I'm tired and been modding an NES Classic all day, so...
Thank you.
Yeah. A lot of weird games.
Don't judge me.
I'm kidding. I've played a lot of Atari 2600 games today. It's like the most I've played of Atari 2600 games like in my life.
Which now we can tell them to look forward to an episode about certain Atari 2600 games because
Oh boy, can we?
I ran it by you and you approved it and it's part of my research and I'm real excited. So look forward to that, guys.
Those games are bad.
I never said they were good.
Like, man.
Atari 2600 games in general are bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not what we're here to talk about.
It's not.
It's not. There's a new episode of the Seasonal Anime Checkup coming out. Probably it's already out by the time you're listening to this. And there's a show on there that I talk about that I roped Al into watching as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to talk about some very current anime this week. We're going to talk about Tsuki ga Kirei. What is the English translate or the English subtitle? As the Moon So Beautiful.
Which I went and researched that title, and apparently it's like a Japanese way of saying I love you.
Yeah, because like there's a question in like Persona 3 or 4 about that, where it's like, who translated love into the moon or like vice versa?
Oh, right. That was a question.
So there you go.
Persona trivia of the day. Whoop whoop. We just can't remember which one.
Yeah, it's 3 or 4. I know that much. Well, anyways, this is some basic shoujo, if there ever was a way to describe it.
Oh, it is. I was so into it, though.
From the director of Persona 4 the animation, Persona 4 the Golden animation, Danganronpa the animation, Danganronpa 3 the animation. Which, you put like those and then shoujo into like the same category. It's like, they shouldn't mix.
They shouldn't, but I think this man should stick to this.
This dude knows how to do some drama, let's just say.
Yeah, I was digging it. I mean, you got to live through all of my text messages about it, so.
Yep.
Whoops.
So one of the things I talked about in the other podcast was about the ways that adaptations of anime from like manga, light novels, and all that stuff really hinder shoujo, especially in terms of anime, because like a lot of times like it'll be like, oh well, this manga has gotten big, we're gonna adapt it into an anime, but it's only like 12 episodes long, and that's like 10 to 20% of the entire story. So like by the time you watch like all 12 episodes of it, it's like nothing has been resolved, nothing has been completed. In the end of it, you're just like, well, I watched all those episodes and basically really got nothing out of it other than maybe I should just go read the manga to actually get the rest of the story, because Lord knows they're not going to adapt this to like a second season or finish it per se.
Yeah.
And that basically happens for, a ton of shows, like not just shoujo in general. It's like a lot of genres have that happen. One of the things that really benefits this show is that it's its own complete original story, isn't adapted from anything, and it's able to tell its entire story from episode 1 to episode 12 and have it be a complete story without anything like, hindering it or making the viewer be like, oh man, I wish there was more of this and all that.
Yeah, it didn't Yona me. Like, after watching that recently, I was like, oh man, I really want another season. But my friend was like, oh, you could read the manga. I'm like, yeah, I could, but there's a ton of them. And I just wanted to watch the anime. So this one was nice because it was, like you said, a nice little package. It had a bow on top. It had a start. It had a finish. It was fine. I liked it. And I finished it in a day.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it's 12 episodes, so it's pretty easy to do that, per se. But, like, yeah, like, it's really good to just binge watch, and even though there is, like, a weird, like, recap episode in between, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was, like, a production issue or something. I know, like, later, like, the last 3 or 4 episodes, like, there was production delays that kind of hindered them going up on at the same time that they were on Crunchyroll. Which, as we lived through Danganronpa 3, like, I wasn't necessarily that surprised, but...
Yeah.
But, I mean, it didn't really, like... I don't think it hindered, like, those episodes to make them seem like they were bad, per se, or, like, like, they looked rough or anything. So, I don't know, like, what the issue with that recap was. But, yeah, like, it's... 12 episodes isn't a lot, obviously, and you can get through it, as Al said, in pretty much a day. And feel pretty good about it.
Yeah. I felt good about it. You said something about production, and I do want to mention, I guess before we get, like, super deep into the story,
mm-hmm.
That the art was mostly good. I didn't really have a problem with the art, although there's this weird, like, white shading that they use on characters that...
Yeah.
bothered me a bit. Like, everybody seems to have, like, this white halo for some reason, and, like, they end up having, like, white lines on their faces from the light source, and it looks like they're crying all the time. It was really bizarre. And then there's this one episode where the two main characters are sitting in the library, and I think they forgot to draw his legs because he's got little toothpicks, and, like, he's not shorter than her, so it doesn't make any sense that his legs would be that small. But it's like they just decided that he has, like, thighs and knees, and that's it.
They're literally like an inch, like less than an inch thick.
Yeah, like he has, but they're not long either.
No.
Like, they should be much longer. In regards to the stairs, he's like 4 stairs, and his legs are only like 2 of the stairs. And like, they should go all the way down. It was really, really weird, but I mean, aesthetically, it looks fine, other than, like, the white halos and the weird legs, but and the butts all look really weird. But I don't know how to explain that. Like, every single butt in that show looks really, really poorly drawn.
That's the one thing, of course, you would find out. Be like, hey, look at all these butts.
Yeah,
they look poor.
Also, they look poor. Also, there's a bookstore owner, and he's a mega anime hottie. Like, whoa. Beautiful man. I would watch the anime over just to see him again. Just saying. Do you have anything to say about art, or did I say it all?
Yeah, I think, like, I agree with you. It just looked weird at times.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't say it's bad. It definitely had its own, like, unique style, per se.
Mm-hmm.
But there were, like, I think, like, at times where, like, like, that light sourcing was, like, it's just pure white to designate the light source. That looked weird at parts, but, like, and, like, like, some, like, the weird animation quirks, like, the leg stuff, like, there was some of that as well, but, like, this isn't Ace Attorney levels of bad, let's say.
It's not Ace Attorney's levels bad. I've yet to see an anime that's that bad.
Oof.
And I hope to never see an anime that's that bad again.
Ace Attorney 2.
If they... Okay, no. I'm not even going to go on that. Because I was going to say, give me Apollo Justice anime. But no, I've seen what they did to Phoenix Wright.
You don't want it.
Apollo Justice.
We should probably talk about what this show's about.
We should.
Besides it being just, basic shoujo. Which, I mean, that's pretty much kind of the description of the show, honestly. I'm gonna read the plot from Wikipedia.
Do it.
The most informative place for knowledge. Kotaro Azumi and Akane Mizuno become third-year students at junior high school and are classmates for the first time. They're put in charge of the equipment for the sports festival and slowly grow closer via line. These two, along with fellow students Chinatsu Nishio and Takumi Hira, relate to their peers through mutual understandings and feelings. As their final year at junior high school progresses, the group overcome their challenges to mature and become aware of changes in themselves.
I mean, it's not necessarily true, but okay.
I like how they had to add in like your other two favorite characters in this to make it seem like they're real cool.
No. Freckles and Eurasian Bolt can just off. Probably with each other.
I guess it was kind of weird for this show specifically that like they had line in it.
It was interesting.
That was like the one sponsor, like they actually are like the one like actual thing of real world placement they had. Everything else was like just real bad parodies. Twitter.
The first episode was a little slow, but it also felt like a big advertisement for Line.
Yeah. You might have to lead us through like at least like the first half of these episodes because like my memory of them isn't as necessarily as good as yours per se, considering I watched those in April and May, so it's been a while.
Yeah, it has been a while for you. Okay,
but like you were saying, like I think by the time I was watching like that first episode was like the same time we watched Your Name, so it was a little weird like because Your Name has like all of this product placement in it. And then also this show had line as well. I was like, that's strange. Like animes usually don't. It's usually like Rhine or Lime or something real like Twitter. Something real dumb like that.
Oh my god. Yeah, it was kind of interesting, but like I said, the first episode really felt like an advertisement for Line because it was the first episode was a hard one. It was kind of slow and it was building into the story, but also you find out that your two main protagonists are so socially awkward and cannot communicate, and it's really, really difficult in the first episode to kind of relate to them other than the fact that like, oh, I get this, I do the same thing, because it's mostly their communication form with other people is like a bunch of sighs and grunts as opposed to actual like dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
And I did think it was really, really funny because this is your introductory episode. You're meeting everybody. You see that Akane has her like potato token that she uses when she gets stressed out, and you also see that like crap, what's his name? Main guy. Give me a name.
Azumi.
Okay, Azumi. One of my favorite things that I realized that I was going to like this kid, even though I probably shouldn't have, but they go out to a restaurant and it's her and her family, so her parents and her older sister, and then him and his parents. And he's kind of being a butt and he's like, oh, I'm going to go get the drink bar, and he goes to the drink bar and he sees her and he's at the soda fountain and he's like, you know what? I'm going to be a man. And he goes and gets coffee and then he sits back at his seat and he drinks coffee and he's like, it's bitter. I was like, oh, he tried.
I feel like that restaurant part is like the one thing I remember from the first episode, and the fact that like their parents just embarrass the out of them.
Oh, they do. And I know I mentioned this to you, but one thing that really bothered me about the first few episodes is that Akane is a runner, so she's an athlete, but her sister and her parents are constantly hampering her about how much she eats, and that bothers me so much. Like, that is not okay.
It's ridiculous because like you said, she's an athlete, and also she's a middle schooler, so she's still in like her growth stage.
Right.
So, like, yeah, she's gonna eat a lot. Like, that's normal.
It was so irritating. I didn't like that at all. But I mean, you kind of get the sense of like who these people are. You get the embarrassing parents. You get the fact that these kids are really, really awkward. You get that her sister's kind of a brat.
Yeah.
And is always on her phone. Although she had a sweet side ponytail, so I can't judge her too hard. And
I
I
thought
think,
side ponytails mean you're gonna like die in anime, or that's like the mom side ponytail.
wow,
They're,
probably not that high in her head. If you have like a low side ponytail, maybe. But she had a really high one, like 80s style. I dug it. Ow,
of course you
I
would.
I got bit, sorry. Yes, I did because it looked super 80s. I liked every bit of it. I think you also find out that he is in the library club.
The literature
She's
club.
literature club. Thank you. And he's in the literature club. She is track, and she basically starts talking to him through line. That's the gist of it. Also, this is where like you find out that there's the hot bookstore owner who like mentors this child.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. So this episode did not sell me on it. I will tell you that right now.
Yeah.
It's a slow start. So don't give up.
I think that's completely fair. Like that first episode isn't necessarily, it's not the most impactful first episode, but like it has to be kind of slow and has to like build these characters in a way to like show like who they are and everything. So like it's not the prettiest first episode you're gonna have out there, but like if you stick with it, you're gonna be rewarded later on down the road.
I agree with that. The next episode that I can think of, oh, I guess I could just look at the episode list, but it was the one where they have the school-wide like
The athletic festival.
athletic festival, yes. And it's really, really cute actually, because there's a part he realizes that she has her potato token that she uses when she gets nervous. And she goes to give Freckles a schedule at one point and drops it out of her pocket. And she panics and she absolutely blows the sports festival and is really upset about it. And he actually spends his entire time like going and looking for that totem so that she can have it back. And so like the episode ends with him like, here you go, I found it. I'm like, oh, he realized it was important to her. That's really cute.
Which it helps that he's like on like the like equipment team or something for the athletic festival.
They're both on the equipment team, which is how they end up like becoming bros in the first place. Is they're both assigned equipment squad. This is also when you get the side story of I don't even remember what I called her, but she's one of Akane's best friends, and she sucks. And when the main character falls and he gets sand in his hands and like bloodies him up and everything, he goes and he's trying to get first aid. And one, she doesn't put antiseptic on it, which is a mistake. And two, she bandages it terribly, which he mentions. And so she never should have been running the first aid tent. But I texted you pretty soon after that. I was like, oh, she has a crush on him. This isn't going to end well.
Mm-hmm. Planting the seeds early for that.
Yeah, she.
And then they also, I think that's when they start insinuating that like everyone thinks that Akane has a crush on the
Freckles.
The dude in track.
Yes, and
Freckles.
They were saying that like if Freckles were to ask her out, that she'd say yes immediately. And he overhears that. The main character does. I can't remember his name ever. Doesn't matter. Izumi is his name, I think.
Yeah.
But he overhears it and he's like, "Oh, that stinks," because he's starting to get a crush on her because they're talking through line now.
Yeah.
So, they're like me in the sense that they're much better at talking through text than they are at talking verbally.
I get that.
They should probably never be allowed to speak and just talk through text because they're not good at it. Bless their little hearts. I relate though. I have a hard time with it too, so I get it. What comes after that? I know that the episode where he asks her out is like soon after that. Yes,
I think that the next episode, but it's like at the very end of the episode.
It is the very end of the episode, but spoiler alert, he asks her out. Woo!
I don't remember anything else that happens in that episode though, honestly.
I don't either. I think maybe you end up getting some information about how he does like the shrine stuff.
Oh, right. Yeah.
because that's where he asked her, is at the shrine.
So I think that kind of goes into like that little part of his life.
His life, yeah. He is involved with one of the local shrines, and he's been taught in like dance.
Yeah, something like
I,
that.
I don't know the name of it, but it's like a traditional Japanese dancing style, musical style, that kind of thing. And they're preparing for a festival that's coming up. So it shows him quite a bit throughout the series practicing this dance. And that's also how he knows like the bookstore owner. And and I think she comes in at that point, and he afterwards asks her out.
Well, I think like he asked her like they were gonna hang out or something, and like he couldn't. Something like came up, and then like she basically kind of goes to like that area or something, and like meets up with them somehow.
Yeah. I don't
that.
honestly remember.
But basically they meet up at the shrine, and then like they sit there awkwardly for like a good few minutes until he asks her.
So awkward. And then she doesn't answer.
Cliffhanger. Which I guess we should probably mention that like if this was like another show where like all these characters were older, I don't think a lot of like the awkwardness and stuff would necessarily get as much of a pass as it does here.
Yeah, I mean, you have to consider these kids are 14, 15
yeah.
years.
So like the weird like awkwardness, like the weird in this, and maybe like how they communicate, and like a lot of like like they're like later on like they're looking up at like what not to do in a relationship type of stuff. Like I think like that sort of stuff gets more of a pass just because like oh they're kids. Like
on
this is their
Google with youths.
Yeah, and like this is like their first time even experience anything like this. So like obviously they're not gonna know anything about relationships. Yeah, so.
Yeah, and also don't ever look to Yahoo Answers if you need just saying, because it gave bad advice, very bad advice.
Very bad advice.
So then after that they have their the school trip. Right? Yes, school trip, and she still hasn't answered him.
Is a school trip episode like a two-parter?
No.
Is it one-parter? I thought like the episode cut off like when he got his phone taken, and then like next episode finished it.
Nope.
Okay, I'm wrong. Don't mind me.
School trip. Yay, school trip. And this is when you find out that his pink-haired friend is an evil genius, because they can't take their phones on the school trip, and pink-haired friend decides that he's going to open up his lightly salted potato chips that are so famous in Japan and put their phones inside the bag and then retape it shut. Which I was like, dang, that's clever.
Smart. Yeah.
Because the girl who hid it in her like pads and tampons and everything, she got caught.
Yeah.
And one of Akane's friends hid hers in her panties, which was weird.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Probably uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So anyway, they snuck their phones in, and it never said how Akane got hers in. I don't want to. And so they start texting each other, and it's still awkward because she still hasn't answered him.
They're still trying. Then they're still trying to like feel out like that like relationship between them too. So
yeah, so it's weird, and he finally asks her, "Okay, well, we have free time tomorrow. Can we hang out at noon at this department store?" And then pink-haired friend and his other friend, who I don't know who he is, he's a guy. They are trying to tackle him and take his phone. So he gets up and is upset and storms outside in the hallway with his phone.
While he's like mid trying to tell her like where exactly to meet.
Yeah. So that's a mistake. So she tries to find a way. Well, actually, before she tries to find a way, he sees her talking with her friends and is like, "Oh, I don't have anything to do. I'm gonna go hang out with you guys, and he feels like she's gonna blow him off.
Well, it's also just because like they're basically pressuring her to go hang out with them because like she's obviously like they keep asking her like, "Do you got something going on? Do you got something going on?"
Yeah,
and she's like so uncomfortable, like, no, I don't." And it's not until like they go to like a shrine or something that like one of her friends is like, "We should probably just let her be." Because she has something is like on her mind, or like she wants to go do something. Like, let's just go, let her do her own thing.
So she does. And she goes to the department store at noon, and he's not there.
Yep.
Oh no. But then it shows that it starts raining, which is also bad.
While he's going to like either a different entrance to the department store or another department store altogether with the same name.
It's the same name, but a different store, it looks like. And so he's freaking out because like she's not here. So then he starts running around trying to find her in the rain. He's soaked. And he ends up meeting the butthead best friend of Akane, who has a crush on him, and is like, "Can I use your phone?" And originally he was freaking out because he's like, "I don't know her number. I don't know what to do. I can't ask for her number because then she'll know that I like her."
Yeah.
And she's like, "You want to call Akane, don't you?"
Yeah.
And so then they call and they get it all figured out. But then she's still
Yeah.
because he was late and because he used her friend's phone.
And also didn't explain anything on the phone, which I think
Right.
is kind of like the big thing why she's kind of mad. He's just like, hey,
Something
happened. I'll meet you. Bye. Because Lord knows that boy is bad at communicating things.
He's really, really bad at it, but I can also understand why he didn't want to explain everything on the phone.
Yeah, totally.
With a friend right there.
Totally, yeah.
So it was. I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt in that she's 14 years old, but
yeah, exactly.
She was kind of being a brat too. And so at this point, she was saying like, you know, they get over their weirdness. Well, they don't get over their weirdness. They get over the fact that like things are bad. And she's like, "I think I want to get to know you." And it turns out that that's her way of saying like, "Yeah, okay, I'll go out with you."
Mm-hmm.
So then they start secretly dating.
Yay!
Dun 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 dun.
Which, like we were saying earlier, one of the good things about the show is they don't wait till like the last episode for that to happen. It's like, here it is early, and then we'll just go with the rest of the story.
I was actually really surprised that they got together so early in this. Like, I was really, really shocked.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the next episode's about.
I don't either. Which is not good. Let me see if I can look it up real quick. Because obviously, it's like you said, they basically, you know, this is the start of them, like, they're dating, all that jazz.
And I know it's a lot of them trying to figure out, like, how can we secretly date and still hang out together? Because they try and have lunch a few times and they try and hang out a few times and nothing ever works out because of her friends or his friends or whatever, and they're trying to keep it a secret. And I know that eventually they figure out that, like, if they go to the library together, then they can hang out, and they start doing that. But I don't remember if that's this episode or not.
So I think this episode is basically them trying to figure out what do you do in a relationship.
Oh, okay.
And also, I think this is the handhold episode.
The handhold episode.
And also his stubby legs episode.
Oh no, not the stubby legs. No.
So it's like we were saying earlier, like Akane is like looking up on the internet, like, what do you do in a relationship? And it's like gives you like this really bad advice, like don't text him too much and all this like bullshit.
Oh, it's so bad. Like, don't ever look up that stuff because it's like, don't like spend too much time between the texts, but also don't seem like you're like really, really into it because guys don't like needy girls and da 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 da. I'm like, you need to just, I'm not going to say the word, F right off. There.
Self-censoring here.
Yeah. Yeah, butts.
I'm trying to find if there's anything else in that episode that is worth mentioning.
The handhold was really, really cute. He just kind of like reaches over and like awkwardly touches her hand.
Oh, this is also the
Oh,
I think this is also the episode when her friend is like, I got a crush on him.
oh, what a butt. So
What a butt.
yeah, her friend's like, I have a crush on him, na 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 na, and then like it's another subplot that we'll get into
Because
eventually. But
obviously, like, she wouldn't know that the two of them are dating because they're keeping it a secret for now. So, like,
correct.
another layer to the drama.
Womp womp.
So now we have another episode.
Which one?
Episode 6.
I don't know which one that is. I see it on here, but I don't remember what it is.
Hang on, I'll look it up as well.
Sorry.
It's all right.
It was kind of like a lot of stuff happened in these episodes, but I don't remember what they are. Because she's getting ready with her track meets because she's trying to beat her best times, but she's also really distracted by everything, trying to figure out like, you know,
Oh yeah, yeah,
secretly dating. I don't know how to date.
So this is the episode where like they kind of split off and go do their own thing. I think like she has her track meet where she does kind of poorly, and he has his meeting with like the publisher, which I think is basically the parody of Katakawa, and they're like, you shouldn't do classic literature. How about you do some light novels, huh?
Light novels,
It's like, oh, buddy.
And he's like, don't waste your youth because you'll never make it. And if you like spend your time doing these light novels, it was so heartbreaking. This poor boy.
There's this. I'm looking at a discussion post of this, and one of the discussion posts is Chinatsu, which is her best friend, is a snake. WTF?
Yeah, she is. She sucks. Also, I guess I didn't mention at all that he's an aspiring author.
Yeah.
That he writes novels. I forgot to mention that.
So he's always like quoting classic literature at random points too, which is like, dude, you're 14. What are you doing?
Oh, I know. He's like the guy who goes around quoting Edgar Allan Poe, and you're like, bro, like it ain't that serious. But he does write novels, and pink hair friend is always like, hey, let me read your stuff, and he won't do it. But the bookstore owner, who's hot, is allowed to read his stuff, and he gives him advice and that kind of thing. And so that's a thing that happens. I just forgot to mention it.
Mm-hmm.
Relevant here because he goes to this publisher, and they're like, you shouldn't do this anymore.
So basically, this episode is like, hey, you guys get some real bad blows to your individual lives. Fun.
Yay.
And then next episode is the recap episode.
Recap episode.
Which, if you're watching this weekly, like I was, like it was actually kind of a good thing to watch and be like, okay, yeah, this is what happened in the first 6 episodes.
Yeah, that makes
It
sense.
helped.
If you're watching it like I did, you probably still needed it because I apparently can't remember episodes.
And then the next episode is I know the last 3 episodes pretty well, like but leading up, it's kind of like,
yeah, and I know like general details, like I can remember, like, but I can't remember when the things happen and where.
Oh, okay. So episode 7 is the amusement park episode.
This episode. Okay, so I will say it again because I've said it before. Freckles sucks. Her friend sucks. They suck. Also, this is the episode where Jared learned what roostering means.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, look, he's roostering. And you're like, what?
Like, what are you talking about?
So they go to amusement park. All their friends go to amusement park. Pink-haired boy gets dehydrated and passes out.
Wasn't it supposed to be like just them, but then like everyone else tagged along?
Yeah, it was supposed to be like a group of 4. And then everybody kept tagging along and tagging along and tagging along.
Which, still at this point, no one knows that the two of them are dating.
No one knows they're dating. This episode ruins that.
Yep.
But, and so, you know, you do have people kind of pushing them towards other people, as in like Freckles. She ends up sitting next to Freckles on the roller coaster, and he sits next to girl suckage. And
that's a bad phrase.
I'm sorry, I didn't know what to call her. And she ends up like buying a picture of them on the roller coaster. Like, look, it's a souvenir. Look at us.
He's just like, that's cool.
Yeah,
I gotta go.
it's awkward, but what's his Freckles ends up basically like hanging out with her after they get lost or whatever.
They're
And
supposed to go like take out the trash and like because like they get picked
no, that's
together.
later. That's later.
Oh, okay. But yeah, basically they do get up like hanging out together.
They hang out together, and main guy just like throws a dang fit and ruffles his feathers. Is like, we're dating. I'm her boyfriend. And
It was his most bad moment because like he just goes up to him and is like, "Hey, off. We're dating. Get the out of here.
leave.
Leave."
I was like, oh, buddy, you tried. Because, like, Freckles is much bigger than him.
Yeah.
So he's really, really, like, puffing out the chest, like, this is my girlfriend. And you're like, buddy, wow, okay. But then that's also when her friend finds out that they're dating. And she starts crying on the picture. And
Because I think it's like, it's Roman, pink hair, who basically is like, "Oh, you guys didn't know they were dating?
yeah, you didn't know they were dating? What?
What?" And everyone's like,
And
"Wah!"
everybody loses their mind, and then like her friend is crying, and then all of her friends are like, oh no honey, it's okay, we didn't know you liked him, blah 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 blah. And it's like, girl had no right to him anyway, calm
Max
down.
is upset as well.
What?
Max is upset as well.
Oh yeah, Max is upset. Max is upset that we don't let him talk on this
That's true.
podcast. So, and they tried to kiss
Yep. Under the fireworks.
under the fireworks, which was super cute. And then some annoying little girl was like, "Look, mommy, they're kissing." So they didn't kiss, and I was bummed. But they tried, so I'll give them credit.
It was a good effort.
But this seems to be one of the episodes where they legitimately are like, okay, this is fine. We're having fun together. Like, it starts off rough because everybody's trying to put them together, and it's weird with all their friends. But then once he's like, no, we're dating, everybody needs to leave us alone, they end up spending time in the theme park together, and they have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it's less awkward, which is fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was a good episode. I really like that one. Other than their friends are
Yeah. So basically, this next episode is kind of like the fallout of them announcing they're dating. So everyone in the class is like, "Ooh,"
because it's 14-year-olds. Like,
Yep.
Of course they're gonna be like, what's happening? Oh my goodness. You gotta go have lunch with your boyfriend.
And then like the central theme for this episode is kind of like Akane's friends being like, "What do you like about him?" And at first,
Yeah.
like, she can't answer, but then like
She doesn't answer it.
and then by the end, she's just like, I just like him.
Yeah.
He's cool. And also like this is like they go on their own like little date. I think he shows her like the dance little thing he does. Like he goes like he takes her to practice and all that sort of
He
stuff.
takes her to practice. Yep.
They geet.
The
She gets him like a birthday gift.
Right. So they go. She's in her. I think it's a yukata. I think it's during summer, right? And she realizes that his birthday was over summer break and she missed it. And he's like, "Oh, it's no big deal. It's not something that I'm really like concerned about." But she gets really, really upset, and so she goes and she's looking for something. She says she's gonna call her mom that she'll be back. And she's looking at stuff and looking at stuff and looking at stuff, and she can't afford any of it. So she gets really, really bummed. And then she goes back to the shrine and realizes that they have the little potato token that she uses all the time when she gets nervous. And so she gets him one that matches. Also, it was really nice of him because she's running around the wooden shoes and ends up getting a bloody foot, and he bandages it for her because she's all wrapped up in the yukata. So that was really yutaka or yukata. I don't remember which one it is. Yukata. So it was really cute. But the fact that they have the matching potatoes matters now.
Oh, and also this is the first kiss episode.
They do kiss in this episode. They actually kiss, not like, "Mommy, they're kissing."
Yeah, they actually get the finish this time.
There's an actual kiss. So yay for them. Also, she looks super cute in her outfit, so I was proud of her. I mean, I guess that's not really something she can help, whether or not she looks cute. But she did look cute. So it was cool. It was a good episode.
And then trouble's afoot.
Oh, is this where they start trying to hurt me?
Hey, what if we have Akane's family move?
Yeah, so they mentioned it like in episode 2 or something like that they've moved a lot
Mm-hmm.
because of his job, and I was like, oh, okay, that's just a throwaway. Nope, it's not a throwaway. It is not a throwaway at all. Dad's like super excited, like, hey guys, I'm getting a job. We're gonna move to the central office. Da 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 da.
And she's like, uh-oh.
The older sister is super stoked because she's like, yay, we'll be closer to Tokyo and da 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 da. And older sister sucks. And a lot of people suck, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And so she's trying to figure out what to do, and people are recommending high schools for her to go to there. So that hurt a lot. A lot.
I think like on the other side as well, you have like Azumi like trying to figure out like where he's going to go to high school and all that stuff as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So because they're in their third year of middle school, they're having to take entrance exams. I can speak.
Break time. So entrance exams.
So the main character, the boy main character, is trying to figure out which high school he's going to go to and figuring out entrance exams. And he doesn't have the best grades, which I took issue with this, actually. I don't know how Japan works, but they showed his grades later, and they aren't terrible. They really aren't. But I guess maybe like certain high schools he couldn't get into with those.
I think that's probably the case.
But he's obviously really good at like words, which I was laughing hilariously about. That he's good at like literature and languages and things like that, because he's not good at speaking. But it makes
shockingly
sense.
those two don't correlate.
They don't. Like, he's a good novelist, but cannot speak for the life of him, which is okay. We'll forgive him. But yeah, so this is kind of the episode where they're worried about like what comes after middle school.
Mm-hmm. And also, this is her last track meet episode, I think, as well.
Oh, right. And he goes.
Yeah.
And he doesn't tell her that he's going. And
because he asked her at first, and she's like, no, it would be embarrassing. And he's like, okay. Yeah. But then he just goes anyway.
He just goes anyway, but then he like disappears before she can see him. But I think
her friend sees him.
Her butthead friend sees him. And he tells her later, I don't know if it's this episode or not, but he's like, I have something to admit to you, and it's that I went to see you run.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, well, I have something to admit to you. My family's moving.
I think this is also the episode where, like, Freckles makes her cry. He's like, you gotta take this seriously or something.
Yeah.
Or is that the other one?
Freckles is a butt throughout the series. Like, he because he keeps pushing, like, well, I hope you're doing this in high school. You better keep doing this in high school. And it's like, let her make her own decisions, son. Calm down. Right. If she wants to run, she'll run. If she doesn't want to run anymore, then like, fine. Mm-hmm. God, Freckles sucks.
Yeah.
I think, is it the next episode that Freckles' suckage continues?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Man. So this episode, oh boy.
It was emotional.
It filled me with such dread.
Yeah.
Like the entire time I was like, okay, well, obviously, you know, they're probably gonna break up. Because they're going to be split apart. Like, that's my entire mindset. And literally the entire time I'm watching that, like, I'm filled with the same amount of dread that I've had when, like, I've felt relationships, like, get to that point as well. And literally, like, I don't think any other form of media has ever done that to me.
Wow.
Like, it was intense.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
So it comes to the point where the main character has his festival.
Mm-hmm.
Where he gets to dance, and everybody's really impressed by him. I was impressed by him. Good job, kiddo. But he has some free time, And this is when the trash duty happens.
Right.
Her and Freckles are put on trash duty, and they're together, and he sees that, and he gets real bummed out. And Freckles decides to be a jerk face and is like, well, I liked you longer.
Totally gonna work, dude.
Like, ugh, just go away. And he's really, I mean, I understand he's 14 years old, but he's also kind of a shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me really, like, I already disliked this guy. Now I really dislike this guy. And I kind of unloaded and accused him of being a red pillar. And
You did.
that he was gonna, like, talk about being friend zoned and all that. Which I don't doubt.
Same.
But it causes a mega rift between the two. Not Freckles, between the two main characters.
Mm-hmm.
And it was sad.
Yeah.
Again, they're not the best at expressing themselves. And so the whole time she's like, something's wrong. What's wrong? And he's like, nothing. Nothing's wrong. And it keeps going through the episode where, like, they're fighting, they're not really talking, they're having a hard time. And stop me if I'm missing something important, but it ends with them in the cram school. He's like walking home from cram school, and she realizes that his current plan, because of a book that she sees at the cram school, is to try and apply to the school where she's going.
Mm-hmm.
So that he can be with her, which fixes everything magically. But because she's like, oh, he really does care a lot about me. And it was so cute. And I got a little emotional about that because he was trying really hard. And it wasn't a thing that he was like, all right, I'm done. Like, this is a middle school relationship and I'm giving up on it. Like, he really, really does care enough that he's trying to, like, adjust his entire future by trying to get into this school that is apparently a tough school to get into. It's a private school, for one.
Yeah.
But it's far away. Did I miss something?
I don't think you did. Like, I read something that, like, it was like, here's a recap of this season's awards, and they gave, like, that ending, the ending of episode 10, where it's like, you know, he's like, I'm gonna go to your school, and then, like, they kiss and all that stuff. Like, that was the yeah moment of the season.
It was so exciting because, like, that entire episode, you're like, oh no, this isn't gonna end well. They're fighting, like, they're not emotionally ready for this. And then, like, bam, you see that, like, he really, really cares, and she realizes that he really cares and is serious about it. And I think that's an important turning point.
Mm-hmm.
So then the next episode is a whole lot of him studying.
Yeah.
And a whole lot of the teachers saying, like, there's no way he should try for, like, a local public school. That's more like where his grades lie, and he's doing the cram school, and he's got, like, A's and B's and, like, a couple C's. It's not even, like, bad grades, but he's like, it's not anywhere close to getting in there. He's trying so hard to study that he's, like, not sleeping right, and he gets into a fight with his parents because they're like, oh no, he's trying to go to this school for a girl, which is not inaccurate.
Yeah, it's like, I think, like, they didn't really know about his relationship either. So, like, this coming out of the blue and, like, what are you doing? Like, do you know? They basically kind of like, do you know what you're doing? And he's like, yeah, I do. And it's like, well, you really don't. Let's be real.
And I mean, his mom has been she shows that she's not 100% supportive of him in a lot of things, because she's not really supportive of him writing, and she throws a fit in an earlier episode about that. And then she's really not supportive of this decision until later in this episode, or maybe the next episode, his dad comes in, is talking, and says that his mom went and made a case for him, like, with a teacher, and was saying, like, if this is what he wants to do, like, I support that. That's great. And I was like, oh, his mom cares. And then, like, she's trying to feed him, like, rice balls because he's not eating and he's not sleeping right. And so his parents finally come around and seem to be all right with his life choices at that point. But the stipulation is if he doesn't get in that school, he has to apply to a local public school.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like that was a good, solid parental decision there.
Totally.
Like,
there was
but there's a backup plan.
Yeah, 100%. There was a good gag. You mentioned like how his mom wasn't like as supportive of him writing. There was, I think, like a post-credits gag or something where like both of his parents read like one of his writings, and his dad's like, "Oh yeah, he really knows women." And you see his mom reading, and he's like, "That boy knows nothing."
That's so funny. I didn't even mention any of the post credits because most of them were weird and I disliked them.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
Stop having teachers and students in weird relationships, like especially when they're 14 and 15 years old. That's really creepy and should not be accepted. Like anime, stop it. Video games, stop it. Please do not have teacher and student relationships. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's not sexy. It's gross. Please stop it. I'm tired of it. This has been my PSA.
Yep.
So yeah, he's studying and they're not really getting to see each other a whole lot, but they're talking online. I know that her sister at one point is saying like, well, what if you break up? Then you're responsible for him going there, blah, 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 blah. His sister sucks.
Yeah. Which, I mean, like, hey, she's not wrong.
She's not wrong, but she's never ever like a good sister.
Yeah. She says it in such a way it's like, ugh.
Yeah, I mean, ugh. Her sister. Well, like at one point, and even like, I understood where she was going with this when she finds out that her friend also likes him. Her sister's like, well, no, you can't be friends with her anymore.
Yeah.
That's not okay. And I was like, whoa, we're dumping her already? Okay.
You can never be friends ever again.
Her sister she makes weird life choices.
Yeah.
But she also like falls in love with like a construction worker when he says like step back so that you don't hurt yourself. So
yeah.
Her sister's impulsive. We'll put it that way.
So that leads us to the finale.
It does.
Spoiler
Which
right off the bat, oof. It's like,
Yeah.
oh well, he didn't get in.
He didn't get in. He failed, and that hurt. But he did get into the public school.
Yeah, which you do see later. Like, there's like, I think there's a scene before that, like where he meets with Akane, and he's just like, yeah, I didn't get in, but she's like, you know, you tried your best. Like, I'm proud of you. Like, even if you didn't get in, it's cool.
I think everybody knew he worked really, really hard.
Yeah.
Like he put in a lot of effort.
So then basically, like, you go to seeing him trying to get into like the municipal school, which is basically just like a public school, basically a thing in the area. Essentially, you see him get in, and then like Akane's friend shows up. It's like, oh, you got in too. Woo! We're gonna be in high school together.
And then confesses her love to him.
Yep.
Oh, what a jerk!
He's just like sitting there, like, I don't know what to do. Help.
And he's like, I'm in a relationship.
Yeah.
I'm solid. Which, you know, good on him.
Yeah.
But it was really, really upsetting to me that she did this and was like hugging on him and all. And then the friend texts Akane and is like, I did it. I confessed my love.
Will we still be friends?
Yeah. Which, like, girl, no. You're the worst. So, and they have this scene over by the river where they're talking, and Akane's clearly upset, and then she asks, like, why didn't you tell me that she confessed love to you? And he's like, well, I said no. I told her I was in a relationship.
Like, why did it matter?
I rejected her. But you realize at this point that it's not about that. That it's about
everything.
Her moving and them being separated, and I mean, she just loses it over by the river and starts crying, and
she's like, he's basically saying like, oh yeah, I'll come visit you all the time. Like I'll take the train every weekend. It'll be
I
fine.
get a
She's like,
part-time job.
yeah, and she's like, why are you doing all of this? Like, why can't I do anything? Which like, hey, once again, she's kind of right.
Yeah, no, she is.
Yeah. But
Um,
like, like it's just like a catalyst for like all of that essentially.
and she, like I said, she's just like losing it, crying, and he's just standing there like, I don't know what to
Yeah.
do. What
Help.
do we do?
Help.
Also, I forget to mention at one point that she makes him a cute scarf, and she's upset because she's like, oh no, it has a flaw, but it's a really pretty scarf, and I was proud of her for doing that.
Mm-hmm. And he wears it all the time.
He wears it all the time after that, and it's really, really cute. Really, really cute.
So basically, I can't remember if it was before or after. Like they have that little fight where like he goes back to like the library dude, and the library dude's like, why don't you just write a story about this?
Yeah, I don't remember when it is either, but he's like, yeah, you should write about this.
So he finds this like weird website. It's like, be an author.
Well, that's because Pink Hair is like, have you ever considered
Yeah.
one of the apps? And so Pink Hair, good job on you,
Good
man.
job. Way to go.
I'm glad his identity didn't get stolen. Because that app was shady.
Yeah.
But he starts writing the story, and you see that. And you see that she is moving. You see the moving truck, and she's emptied her room, and she's sitting there looking at the little potato token. And you're like, is she gonna leave it? Why would she leave it? That's her like anxiety token. That's what she needs to get through everything. So that was weird for me. I wasn't sure if she was gonna leave it, but it comes back to it.
Thankfully.
And you see that he isn't coming to say bye to her, which I was kind of confused about as well.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot why he couldn't make it.
I don't remember either. Like I don't know if it was just because like they were still kind of like not necessarily on good terms or something, but yeah, like she's with her friends, and then like I think her best friend like texts him, is like, hey, she's through the gates now. She said she would have wanted to see you, and he's like, gotta run.
Yeah, because what happens is her dad says, we're leaving in the truck. If you want, you can stay a little bit longer with your friends and take the train.
Mm-hmm.
And so she does that, and like I said, the friend is like, she's going through and she really wanted to see you.
Which also at that time I think like one of the friends like asked her about the story, and she's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, butt-face girl was like, hey, look, I saw this thing online, check it out. And so she knows about that, and like you said, he bolts, he runs when she says that she wanted to see him.
Because I think he also at the same time gets like the comment. He reads the comment from her after she reads it, and she's like, how does it end?
So I guess we should mention that he posts his story about their relationship on this weird app, and basically says like, no matter the distance, I will always love her, or something like that. It was really, really cute.
Like that's like how he ends it essentially.
And then he puts end on there, and
yeah.
So Akane was like, I want to know how this story ends. And so he gets the text, and he gets the comment, and he's like, well, I gotta run now.
Yep.
And almost dies, because he's like, poor boy is almost out of breath and just suffering, and gets to like where the train tracks are.
Mm-hmm. And like it's at the same point where like she's reading like where he says like I'd always love her and stuff like that, and like he just yells it at the train.
He just yells at the train that he loves her. Oh, and you also see that he still has his token, and she has hers on her bag. So they have the matching tokens, and it shows that at one point. I was like, oh, yay, she kept it. So they both have that connection. Mm-hmm. And he loves her, and he loves trains, apparently.
He loves trains.
He loves trains. He did yell, I love you at a train.
He did.
And I suffered a little. I was a little emotional. I was a little emotional. And then it got cuter, which I didn't think was possible.
So you don't know this because I just figured this out or found this out.
Uh-oh.
Basically, they wrap up the credits with like you see like it kind of like jumps into the future like progressively like through like their text and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. All of those texts are the texts that have been at the end of each episode prior to it.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Mm-hmm.
How?
Each one of those different line messages on the credits for each episode are different and correspond to a scene at the very end.
Oh my god.
And I have translations for all of them.
Oh my god, I had no idea.
Yep.
It was really cute. So Jared can tell you guys that pretty much when I was watching the credits, every time that they would change each other's names of the phone to like my man, my girlfriend,
Mm-hmm.
like whatever they changed it to, I was like typing it all in caps poorly.
Yes, you were very excited.
It was so cute.
It was.
And so you see like them, like it's not all happy because there's one point where she gets mad at him for like going to a mixer.
Mm-hmm. Do you want me to go through these?
Sure.
And then we can talk about it? Okay. So there's the first one, and it has kind of like the images like them kind of like on different sides, like in their own rooms. And this is from episode number 10. And like the contact is Honey. And it says, me, not going to sleep. Honey, you aren't? I don't want to. Same. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. I get my pay next week. I finally get to see you. It's a joy.
No.
And then the next one is her on the train. This is from episode number 8. And the contact is Darling. It starts off with, me, I'm sorry about yesterday. Me, I went too far as well. But really, in the end, I love you more. Darling, no, I love you more. Me, God, are you trying to start this again? That's it, I hate you. This next one is them together. And I think it's like her mom like walking in on them.
Yeah, they were like on the couch.
I don't know what the English for this is. I guess there isn't. But the contact title is Binipo. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't either.
And it's like, I didn't think she'd come back, not so soon. I thought she would leave us alone. I did make sure to tell her we had to revise. Me, but my notebook, it was empty. Aha, she might have suspected something. Well, yes, XD.
Whoops.
This next one is Akane like in bed, sick, and Azami's going and buying her a charm. Contact title from episode 9 is Bae. It's Bae, are you really okay? Me, yeah, I took some medicine. I might have pushed myself too much in club. Sorry for making you worry. Bae, no, I should be the one saying sorry. Me, why? Bae, because you're sick and I can't do anything for you. The next one is him punching the lamp
string,
which is just a thing he does with his Muhammad Ali poster in the background.
Really weird. He always boxes with his string.
This is from episode number 1.
Wow.
And contact title is Boyfriend. Boyfriend, did you go? Me, yeah. Boyfriend, why? Me, it's perfectly fine. They call it a drinking party, but it's just a hangout for people in the same lecture. Boyfriend, lecture. Me, lecture. It's not what you think it is. Boyfriend, but still. This next one is Akane coming home, essentially. She looks tired. Contact, girlfriend, from episode number 3. Me, you starting back home? Ever since you joined your club, you haven't spoken to me much. I'm worried. Sigh. Girlfriend, sorry, I'm heading back now. Had to catch the last train. You're already sleeping, right? Crying sticker. I'm sorry. Good night. It's crying emoji.
No.
This next one is like them two in a house. I think they're on vacation.
They are on vacation.
Yeah. Episode number 4. Contact his girlfriend. Me, I fixed it with my mother. Told her I was going traveling with friends. Think she bought it. Girlfriend, will be okay. Me, should be. Girlfriend, my mom was nice. She offered to help us. Me, really? Girlfriend, yeah. She said she'll handle my dad. She can make him believe her. Me, wow. Next one is Azami in a suit in bed. So obviously they're getting very much older. Contact title is still girlfriend. This is from episode number 6. Me, so tired. Girlfriend, keep it up. And hey, if you pass this exam, you're a working adult. Me, yeah. One last push. Give you a hug. Girlfriend, hug.
Hug.
Next one is Azami, like, sitting at a table with, like, totally not a beer on this table or anything.
Nope, not a bear.
Contact title's boyfriend. This is from episode number 5. Me, hey, boyfriend, yeah, me. If I get a job and they sent me to another city, how would you feel? Boyfriend, huh. Me, no, just kidding. Boyfriend, fine. 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 Me, shocked sticker. This next one is them with, I think, one of the parents. I don't remember which. This is from episode number 2. Contact name is Wife.
Wife.
Wife, he seemed happy. Me, phew. Well, when it was just us drinking, your dad, wife, yes. Me, he cried a lot. He cried a bit. Wife, really? Me, my beautiful daughter, he said. Wife, crying sticker. This is from episode number 7. The image is Akane getting like a wedding dress, and someone, I think her dad, taking a picture or something. Contact title is husband. Episode 7. Me, you're late. Husband, I had to work overtime. Me, we have guests today. I wish you'd check the calendar earlier. Husband, I'm sorry. Me, not going to cut it. Husband, I'll buy you ice cream. Me, nope. Husband, soda. And then that just transitions into like the picture of them at the shrine with their kid.
Which
and all the families
married, and there's red strings involved.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so perfect. It's I was so happy.
So yeah, like all of those text messages were in each individual episode, which I guess like people were catching on to, but like they didn't know like who exactly it was supposed to be, because like the episode 2 one has like wife, and you're like, who, what?
I had no idea.
I didn't either until like, because I was gonna look up and get like the translations, because like they had those on the episode itself, but like I didn't realize that like each individual episode had a different text change, and that they basically brought all those back and like sequenced them together to like fill out the entire rest of that story. It's brilliant.
I had no idea. It is brilliant. It was a good show. It was a really good show.
It was.
I enjoyed it, and I also really like romance stuff. So, but they handled it well. And actually, I know that I told you that I want to talk about this.
I was just going to remind you.
The fact that she clearly has some kind of anxiety disorder.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he necessarily does. He's definitely awkward and not good at communicating, but she absolutely 100% has something.
Right.
And they did a really interesting job. I was pretty okay with it, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing that sticks out to me the most is like with her and the totem in the one episode with the sports festival, and how she doesn't have it to squeeze anymore, so she just like completely blows it.
Right.
Because she doesn't have that sense of comfort. And people who have anxiety disorders will tell you often that it's really, really helpful to have something that's familiar and comfortable, and eventually that can become a person. So I'll let you take that as you will, since she ends up putting it on her bag as opposed to like constantly carrying it with her so she can squeeze it.
Right.
But I thought that was handled really, really well. Again, it doesn't translate as well in terms of a spoken dialogue anime type situation, because in the first episode when they're so awkward, it just becomes a bunch of sighs and grunts, which is realistic, but it's not as fun to watch.
Right.
But I was actually really, really surprised at how well they did with her. Again, with him, I'm not sure if there's anything specific. I can't tell. Other than him just being like shy and introverted, and you know, one of those bros who has to quote really deep literature all the time. But he seems to have an easier time talking to other people than she does. She has like a specific set of friends that she talks to, and when she was confronted with the prospect of speaking with him, she was not okay with it. Like I'm thinking in particular, again, the first episode when they meet up at the drinking fountain or the soda bar or whatever it is, and she's just kind of looking at him,
right,
and doesn't know what to do. Like it's real. So I just wanted to do a quick mention, because I always like it when there's some kind of portrayal of people, even if it's something that like doesn't seem to be detrimental. It is, because you have to consider like running is this girl's life, and she completely messes up something, and people are making fun of her because she can't get past her own head to do what she's good at.
Right.
I relate.
Yeah.
So, just wanted to make a quick mention. That's it.
It's cool to like that the show is able to handle that.
It is. And it handles it, like I said, pretty well. It kind of drops it after a while. and then it comes back to it with her having it on her bag.
Mm-hmm.
But it was weird that they started out with it kind of being like a heavy-handed thing. Not in a bad way heavy-handed, but like they were making sure you knew this about her.
It almost
And
like in
then
the latter half of like the series, like they more focused on him using it too,
yeah.
as like his comfort to like her.
Yeah, because he uses it when he's studying.
Mm-hmm.
The one that she
Got him.
got him. So it's an interesting transition, but it was weird that they. So I will say, and I have probably said it before, and I'll say it again. Love does not cure mental illness.
Yep.
It never will. So there is that clarification. It works well in stories, but it doesn't work in reality. But so it kind of felt a little bit like that, but I could also see it as a transition from a like physical totem to like a person as your comfort. So
Right.
it can go either way.
Yeah. The show was very good.
It is very good. A+ would recommend. Thank you, Jared, for giving me your Crunchyroll account so that I could watch it.
So you wouldn't have to watch weird ads about peeing.
It was weird. I'm like, why am I watching this ad about like urinal etiquette?
Thanks,
I
Crunchyroll.
clearly don't need urinal etiquette.
Right. Well, I mean, like maybe because like it's my account, so.
Oh, maybe.
That would be the way it would make more sense, but even still, like.
But it wasn't your account because I was
Oh,
watching
right,
the
yeah.
ad.
I don't know.
I
don't know.
It was weird, but that was kind of off-putting. But anyway, watch the show. It's good. I approve of it. And also, if you like romance, it's really cute.
One of the best shoujo shows or manga or anything like any of that type of media I've read or watched. So, yeah.
And again, it's short, so it's
Mhm.
something that like it gets in, it gets out. It's kind of like Sakamoto in that sense that
Yeah.
it gets the job done, it does it really well, and then it's out, and you're like, okay, I don't feel like that lasted too long. I'm happy with what I got out of that.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't overstay its welcome.
Yeah. I think it's an excellent point. So, I think that's going to wrap this up.
I think so.
Go watch the show, and then you can be like cool like us.
And then you can tweet at us on our Twitter.
Our Twitter. Twist at us.
Isn't that a different show?
Eh.
Anyway, Twitter. But we would both really like to talk about the show probably more than we already did. So,
True.
if you watched it or if you get squirrely and decide to watch it and want to talk to us about it, please do, because I just want to talk about romance. That's all I want to do.
So yeah, if you want to do that, just hit us up on Twitter at Anime Checkup is our Twitter account. And it's like we said, it's the best way to get a hold of both of us. And also, for more information, go to seasonalanimecheckup.com or sec.cool, where you can listen to past episodes of this very podcast.
And the mainline.
And the mainline, which will be out now by the time you listen to this.
So
as long as I'm like, as long as I'm not lazy and forget.
Don't be lazy and forget.
Don't be lazy and forget. And then there's also writings and stuff like that up on the site as well. For more from Ann Ladyem, go to annladyem.com, where you can find writings from her as well.
Yeah.
And like we said, Twitter and all that jazz is up there. And then next week, it'll be something.
We have so many ideas. It's just
We
a
do.
matter of what kind of idea we want to pull out of the bag. So you've heard us mention a few of them through the various episodes. So it may be one of those, and it may be something completely different. We'll find out. It's a surprise.
It's always a surprise. Oh, I guess I should mention the winner of the video game anime manga tournament, which you don't know because it hasn't necessarily fully gone up, but as of this recording, it will have finalized. Congratulations to Soul Bad Guy of Guilty Gear for being the greatest video game character or anime or manga character ever.
Soul Bad Guy. Wow.
Soul Bad Guy.
I don't mind Soul Bad Guy, but like, okay. I mean, if he has the greatest fighting skills, then he has the greatest fighting skills. I'll accept it.
Saya Otanashi from Blood Plus is the greatest anime and manga character. And then third place went to Sailor Uranus.
Wow, nice.
She beat Cloud in the third place match.
Good job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, it should be mentioned because we're both excited about it. Do you know what I'm gonna say?
I don't.
There's more JoJo.
Oh yeah, there is. So like, I guess if you haven't heard, June 29th, Toonami's airing part 3, or at least the first half of part 3, the dub version of that. So that's extremely exciting because Lord knows that part 3, the dub of part 3 has kind of been like in this weird purgatory
Yeah.
of like no one knows like where it is or like why it hasn't been released, even though it's been dubbed for like 2 or 3 years at this point.
So eventually expect an episode about us talking about that because that's coming out and I am stoked.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, look forward to
That's all I
that in
got.
like next year probably or whenever that season wraps up.
Yeah, well, it'll give them something to look forward to. They're like, oh, you know what? They're going to talk about JoJo again. I'm in.
It's true.
Yep.
So yeah, look forward to that. Look forward to whatever we do next week because it'll probably be real cool.
It will. It's always cool.